now going to pull up Facebook and we will answer some live YouTube.
So we have Scott Garrison, which everyone knows who he is. He's a great person. Scott Garrison asks, yes, I have a question. If you had the opportunity to write a story and few published it, what would you want to write about? So if I had to write a story, if you had published it, I've always, I'll take a little journey here. I've always wanted to do a story where the Phantom somehow, the Phantom is, there's like a big scientifical aspect to this. It's in the future or something. But it's where you have a scientific thing, a scientist, I should say, a scientist invents a new way to get from one Earth to another Earth. So I've always wanted to do like a futuristic story. I do a lot of art, so I am pretty creative in that area. And one of my stories that I was working on, which won't never get published. Hope not, because it's not finished, and I hope it eventually does, but it won't because people people are pretty cool. But I've always wanted to basically do a futuristic story where you have the 21st Phantom, or whoever the Phantom is in the Phantom line. You have that Phantom, that the Phantom, the scientist or the evil organization who's trying to destroy that scientist and gain that information for their own purposes. They then take the they then take the item or the object or the machine that the scientist was working on, and they basically do some tests on it. The Phantom finds out. He then goes to find this organization. He falls for the trap, and he falls for the trap. He then gets time warped. Yes, it's talking about sci-fi. He then gets time warped to another dimension, and in that dimension there is a evil Phantom. There's an evil guy who is a big like warlord and all that sort of stuff, and then the current 21st Phantom, the good Phantom, has to basically battle the old and evil Phantom to basically end his reign of terror and all that sort of stuff. And somehow the 21st Phantom somehow gets back into his dimension. And I feel like if you had a multiverse where the Phantom could visit any dimension in the future, like you do from there to there to there to there, I mean, like that. But it wouldn't be, it'd be in the future, so it'd be in the future, but it wouldn't be right now because obviously time travel isn't a thing right now. I hope not. But Scott's other question is, he has a second question. Although I know how incredibly stupid, hope not, this might sound, but because this is mostly a thing you see in the American comic books, but would you want to see the current Phantom meet his ancestors in a comic? Be it he reunites with his father or gets to meet his grandfather. So think I think Tony DePaul is basically, I think Tony DePaul in the Sunday, I think it's in the Sundays right now. Tony DePaul is he's basically bringing an ancestor back, but it's like the ancestor is there, but he's not there. So he's a ghost, but he's there, but he's not there. So it's cool. In response to that question, it would be cool to see it'd be cool to see if the Phantom could eventually see his grandfather or see his great grandfather or the first Phantom or Christopher Walker or something like that. Um, it'd be cool in a way to actually see that, but I don't see that happening in the way of. I don't see that happening because if people start to do that, that then it if people I know if people started to do that, in my case, a lot of people would be angry at it. A lot of people would be angry about it. In my case, that's what I would think. But I think it would create a good storyline. It could create a good storyline how you could develop some sort of travel time. You could somehow do it magically. Somehow you could do it where there's a ghost from the past coming to the present. You could have like the suits that are displayed in the Sundays right now. They could magically appear, and the Phantom could then talk to the suits. I guess that's getting a bit out of the craziness, a bit of a amnesia sort of stuff. So the other question is, like I said, it would be cool. It'd be cool to have that sort of thing and read about it, but I don't see that happening. I do not see the current Phantom meeting his grandfather or his father. It could be a good story, but I don't think I see it happening. But they could do it in a way that it wouldn't be reckoning to the legacy, I guess, but I still don't think it's going to happen. So we then have. So this is not actually a question, but he says keep posting and upload more from the archives. Thank you. Thank you. I will be doing some more Phantom reviews coming out soon. I have a Phantom review to actually do, which was the Rhodian column or something. I've already made the thumbnail. I'm not going to show the thumbnail yet. But I've got some new interviews coming out with a Moonstone cover artist. I've got a DC Marvel comic creator, which also did stuff for the Phantom. I've got a guy that worked on the 2040 Phantom cartoon series. And I'm thinking of trying to get an interview with a publisher. Yeah, so if you would like to support PhantomCave reviews, I don't think there is any more questions, but if you would like to support PhantomCave reviews in any way you can subscribe, like, share, comment down below, and as always, you can comment further questions in the comments section below, and I'll answer them like a flash. So, and as always, keep Phantom Caving, and I'm signing out. Keep Phantom Caving, and I'll see you next time.